How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And I really do appreciate you taking your time tuning into today's video. Most of my life I lived in Florida, and exactly where Hurricane Milton is supposed to hit. I'm no longer there, but my son is, and like I said, exactly where Hurricane Milton is supposed to make landfall. And my son has decided to stay where he is. And he's not real close to the water, he's closer to I-75. And he's not in any evacuation zone. But the winds are going to be really high. And that's my concern, the trees coming down on top of a house. But he'll be fine. He's a grown man. He can take care of himself. And leading up to Hurricane Milton making landfall, Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis has been doing numerous live updates on what the state is expecting and what they are doing to help the citizens of Florida before, during, and after the hurricane. And in one of those news briefings, he had a message for anyone who might decide to loot after the storm. He warned that anybody that decides to loot, it could be hazardous to their life. He said in his Tuesday briefing, if you go into somebody's house after the storm passes, think you're going to be able to commit crimes. You're going to get in really serious trouble. And quite frankly, you don't know what's behind that door. In a Second Amendment state, and this is not the first time that the governor has warned looters that there's a lot of people who exercise their right to keep and bear arms in the state of Florida. After hurricane hit in 2022, Governor DeSantis spoke in Fort Myers, Florida, that had been hit extremely hard. He said they boarded up all the businesses, and there are people who wrote on their plywood, "You loot, we shoot." At the end of the day, we're not going to allow lawlessness to take advantage of this situation. We are a law and order state, and this is a law and order community. So do not think you're going to take advantage of people who've suffered misfortune. The governor also said in Perry, Florida in 2023, in this part of Florida, you've got a lot of advocates and some proponents of the Second Amendment. And I've seen signs on different people's yards in the past after these disasters. And I would say it's probably here. You loot, we shoot. You never know what's behind the door. Now, of course, Ron DeSantis' warnings is going to completely stop looters. But I guarantee you, it did stop some from looting. A lot of counties in Florida have issued mandatory evacuation orders. And thankfully, a lot of people are evacuating. And I'm sure most of you have seen, either on the news or on social media, the tens of thousands of cars that are heading north on I-75 to get out of the path of Hurricane Milton. Reports at one time said it was 30 miles long. So of course these piece of shit looters think they can have a field day after this storm passes and before the people return to their homes. But also a local sheriff gave a stark reminder for those who decided not to evacuate. He said if you stay, they cannot get to you. They were able to do some water rescues in Hurricane Helene. He said that will not happen in Hurricane Milton. Once the winds, which are forecasted to start here at tropical storm force gusts, once they start around 8 a.m., he expects by noon, they're not going to be able, they're going to have to evacuate the island themselves. So starting at noon, if you're here, there will not be help coming for you. You are on your own. And in the same message, the sheriff also made it clear, if you're not evacuating, write your name, write your number, write someone else's number, your date of birth on you. Because when they come looking for you, meaning after the storm has passed, they want to know who to contact because you decided to stay. And like I've said, you've seen the tens of thousands of cars heading north on I-75 to evacuate ahead of this storm. But also a lot of people are going to ride it out. And there will be some looters. And some of those looters will come in contact with someone that's armed, and they will protect their lives and their property. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida did the right thing, warning looters ahead of time. And in the last video that I made a couple of days ago, Governor DeSantis signed a declaration that says Florida's emergency management director will not be able to suspend gun sales in the state or the lawful carrying of firearms. And if you haven't watched that video yet, I'll put a link to it in the description below. I think that's the perfect saying though. It's straightforward and to the point. If you loot, we shoot. The people who are riding this storm out, they're going to be very stressed out. They're probably not going to get a lot of sleep. And then the next day, after this horrific storm passes, people come on your property and try to enter your home. and steal from you, people try that in Florida. They're going to end up like Swiss cheese. As always, I would really like to hear your thoughts about today's video in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed today's video and you want to help the channel out and help it to continue to grow, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please just take a few seconds of your time to hit that subscribe button and also hit that post notification bell. And also you can like and share the video as well. And I'd be very grateful if you did so. And I invite everybody to come back and watch my next video.